The first debate between Trump and President Biden is scheduled to happen a week from Thursday on CNN, and the gang at Fox News is hard at work coming up with an excuse for if Biden does well at the debate. After spending the past 2 nights peddling a very misleading clip that claims to show Biden freezing up, Sean Hannity's now back to the if Trump loses the debate, it's because Biden's on drugs routine.
The Joe Biden that we're talking about tonight, I don't think will be the Joe Biden we're going to see on debate night. I think the Joe Biden we see on debate night is going to be the guy that we saw at the State of the Union. He's going to be all hyped up, hyper caffeinated, whatever it is. It's interesting that 70% of the country does like the idea of drug testing. I like the idea. They do it to athletes. They do it to horses in horse racing. Why not do it to presidential candidates? I like the idea.
I like it too. I think it makes perfect sense. Let's do it. Let's test the president for caffeine. Let's test Trump for Adderall and Cialis. Let's see how the tests come out. I mean, who in the world, honestly, who in the world is buying this idea that there's some magic debate pill you can take that makes you... If there is, I would like one because it sounds great. It's all nuts. It's just all nuttiness. Somehow, though, both sides have signed off on the terms of the debate, which seemed like it would be impossible, but they have. There will be no audience. Microphones will be muted when the other person is speaking. And CNN says they'll use all tools at their disposal to enforce timing and ensure a civilized discussion, which is a nice way of saying Jake Tapper will be armed with a tranquilizer dart during podium positions, even where they're standing, will be determined by a coin flip, which is also how Trump determines his position on abortion that day. Neither candidate will be allowed to bring notes. They'll be given a pen, a pad of paper, and a bottle of water. Trump has apparently agreed to these rules, which is something to keep in mind 10 days from now when he claims the whole thing was rigged against him, okay?
I mean, Jimmy Kimmel should be the one that's actually moderating this debate. He is so spot on. First and foremost, let me be very clear. There's a lot of speculation out there right now about Joe Biden on drugs. And I can assure you, now I'm not his doctor and I haven't piss tested him or Donald for that matter, but I assure you that Joe Biden is not on drugs. And this notion, but you see, he was very careful, Hannity, when he said, he's hyper caffeinated. Oh yeah. Hey, Joe, here, drink this Red Bull. Drink 2. You know what? We're going to do an intravenous Red Bull on you. It's nonsense. But what he was really alluding to is something that Donald had said while he was on the trail, that Joe Biden is taking some form of a stimulant or he's on cocaine. I don't know if you heard that one. It's so rude. It's so wrong that this is the way that people are talking these days, the way that you disrespect a president. I would still say that it was wrong if Donald Trump was president of the United States. To accuse the president of the United States, who has a drug addiction issue in his family, to being on it because he was on the night of the State of the Union, because they know that he's going to be rock solid during a debate. Let me be clear about something. Why is Joe Biden going to be rock solid during the debate? He's going to be rock solid during the debate simply because Joe Biden knows the facts. He knows what's going on. Let me also turn around and give you a little insight here. When Donald Trump was president of the United States and people would come into the Oval Office, and this is well known, it's well documented by people who were there at the time, he didn't want to read any of the memos. He didn't want to read any of the documents. In fact, what he told people to do, you read it for me, give me the top 5 or 6 bullet points. Now, again, how can you possibly know what the hell you're talking about off of bullet points? Everything here is very specific. There is minutia that you have to know when you are dealing with international crisis. You don't have to turn around and talk in the generality. Here's what we already know. Listening to von Schitzenpants during these rallies. He has no idea what he's talking about. What he talks about is in generalities. Let's use as an example immigration. We have a real problem at the borders. There's a real problem at the borders. No shit, Sherlock. All right? We know there's been a problem at the border. In fact, we've had problems at the borders for more than 5 decades. And every president since has kicked that can down the road because it is an issue that is very, very, very complicated and requires very significant detail into the minutia on how to handle, depending on the state, the locale, who the people are, how many people come in. There's a lot here. Donald didn't want to know from any of that. Give him the bullet points. So they're already lowering the expectation for Donald in the fact that when he shits this up, and he will, because again, he's going to simply attack. He doesn't know facts. And because he doesn't know facts, they know that he will not come out as the victor of this. And so they're already giving you the advanced warning. Don't take it from me. This isn't Michael Cohen being hyperbolic. This is what they are telling you. They're already going to say that the debate was rigged. They're probably going to go so far as to tell you that Donald Trump, all right, was not given questions to the debate like Joe Biden was. They're going to claim Joe received the questions in advance. They're going to play that whole Hillary Clinton thing. Why? Because there's nothing novel about any of the people that are around him. They're going to recirculate the same lies over and over and over again, only because it worked the first time. People bought into it. People believed it. People are listening to what they are saying. So they will go ahead and they will repeat it again, again, and again. Now, as for the debate, will Donald show up? Absolutely, he has to show up. There's no doubt in my mind. And he will try initially to behave himself. He's going to try to show that he is presidential, because how many people have been attacking him and saying he's just a bombastic, buffoon, and that he's going to do like what he did with Hillary Clinton. He's going to lurk behind him. He's not playing to an audience here, which is, again, a great benefit, not only to this debate, but also to Joe Biden, because Donald, in the last one, required that they gave him like 60% of the seats. That's when he was president. 60% of the seats had to be filled with just simply people that Donald was inviting. Therefore, you knew who he was inviting, the sycophant acolytes that will get up and they will clap if he burps. He drinks a sip of water, all of a sudden, they're all beginning to clap. This is exactly what he wants. He doesn't have it this time. On top of that, they've already said that they're also going to shut off the microphone after the time has expired. This is also a benefit, because what it does is it stops Donald from these ridiculous, crazy rants that he goes on, which are not substantive. They are just attack. They're just to denigrate, to demean, and to try to belittle President Biden at that time in front of people, thinking he's going to get a laugh from people who are watching it on television. The way that they have structured this debate does not benefit Trump at all. Nevertheless, as I said, he will show up. What Joe Biden and his team need to do, so I'm sure that they're watching this, what you guys need to do is you need to prepare Biden on responses that will antagonize Donald and trigger him to act the way that he normally acts, the way he wants to act, but the way he's repressing, because again, his handlers are telling him, you cannot act this way. It's not presidential, and it's not going to be a good look for you. It is easy if you know how to do it, as I do. You need to trigger him with responses that get under his nerves. So, my friends, again, This debate is going to be, it's going to be epic, right? You can't make this crap up. This is going to be better than a Saturday Night Live skit, because once Joe Biden starts saying things that get under Donald's skin, I assure you, he's going to go crazy. He's going to go nuts. He's going to hate the fact there's nobody there applauding him, holding his hands, giving him the encouragement and the energy within which to continue the way that he normally does. He feeds off of the crowd. No crowd here. Shut down Mike. He knows nothing about any of the facts that they're going to be talking about. And you cannot teach Donald Trump right now. What do we have? 2 weeks left? There is not enough time within which to teach him responses. He does not have the ability to sit down for more than 3, 4, 5 minutes, right? That ADD that he's got just is going to go straight into overdrive. His lack of interest in knowing facts is going to be another hindrance to him. So again, my friends, rest assured, you do not want to miss this. You do not want to miss this debate. I'm thinking about maybe doing something live here on YouTube during the debate and literally walking people through what I would be saying if I was Joe Biden. Maybe we'll have some fun with that